Well, they're more than technical issues. And if he thought they were only technical issues, he should have then filed a lawsuit 2 years ago before he announced for president to clarify those issues. He hasn't. He refuses to divulge information. I think he hasn't released his college information because I believe, and I just spoke to a couple of deans of law schools today here, who confirm it's probably on his application for law school or financial aid where he's a citizen of. And he probably put down he's a citizen of Kenya or Indonesia, and he probably applied for and received foreign aid. But, you know, we're asking for something called a birth certificate. Every one of your listeners out there has to produce it, and many times, at least probably 6 times in a lifetime. You know, when they sign up for Little League, when they get baptized, when they get married, some states for driver's license, for selective service, for passport. You know, there's many times you have to produce that document, and why won't he produce his? You know, it's not even a defensive issue at this point because it's all over the Internet. There's lawsuits pending all around this country. There's going to be more lawsuits pending because people are wondering, is he natural born? And if he's not natural born, he cannot be president of the United States because it's one of the 3 basic requirements set forth in our Constitution.
All right, Phill Berg, I want to just, because you're the expert on this, really, you know, you're out there vetting what's true and what's not, and you told me that it's not exactly that in Swahili, with his grandmother saying that he was born there, but now that there's another audio tape that is in Swahili where she does say it. What about what we're seeing on mainstream news sites, these supposed documents of him in Indonesia where he lists himself as a Muslim and as a citizen of Indonesia?
Yeah, I mean, his name on the document, which we have, I'm sure other people have, but it's on our website. It says his name is Barry Soturo, nationality, Indonesia. If he hasn't changed his name since then, legally changed his name is Barry Soturo. So that's another fraud in the American public. When he filed for the application to be admitted to the Chicago bar, he put on there, they asked for his name, and they put on there Barack Hussein Obama. They asked for other names, and they said none. So, I mean, he really has a lot of explaining to do.
Well, I mean,
if you or I did something like that.
No, I mean, even Time Magazine, back when they were lovey-dovey, 6 months ago, said, meet Barry, when he was Barry. And so it was known that he went by that name.
Right.
So, I mean, it's the guy is who is he? And we don't even know. He's about to be president.
Yeah, we have no idea who he is because he won't release any documentation, and our mainstream media has refused to ask him any questions. I mean, look at Governor Palin recently. She was totally vetted, and they asked her everything under the sun. And if you can do that, that's fine. They're allowed to do that. But how come they didn't do it with Barack Obama? How come the media that travels with him, even today, how come the media that travels with him can't walk up to him and say, show us your birth certificate. Where were you born? They don't. They're a gutless media right now. It's controlled by a few corporations, and it's really a disgrace. And thankful for people like you who are willing to air this topic. And so your listeners out there, the more and more people who know about it are raising questions. Even people, Democrats, even people that have voted for him say, is this for real? Well, then he can't be president.
Well,
I mean,
Phill,
people want to know. Yeah.
No, I mean, people want to know who he really is.
Right.
I tried to stay out of this. I'm nonpartisan. I'm a 9/11 truther just like yourself. I mean, you've got a lot of courage. And I just tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. And then the guy has been a complete liar on every policy. I mean, he's literally 180ing on everything before he even gets into office, just throwing it in our face. The guy did go by the other name. Even the mainstream news, before it was an issue, said that. My God, I mean, I guess he's really going to be the president, and he's going to be an imposter. And then this destroys the future.
Not if I can help it. How's that? Not if I can help it, and the citizens all across this great nation who want to stand up for our Constitution and make sure that's what we need people doing. We need people right now to write to every member of the United States Supreme Court and say, hear this case. And it's ridiculous that I don't have standing, and also ask the Supreme Court, to make him produce his documentation that he is a natural-born citizen. And if not, let the Supreme Court give instructions back to the lower court to demand that he produce these documents within a short time. And I'm talking he should be able to produce these documents within a week. And if he can't produce them, he should not be sworn in as president of the United States.
Well, again, if I was born in this country and somebody was running around for month after month getting international attention and tens of millions of internet views of their website and their videos, I mean, I would release the birth certificate. And again, the governor came out and said it has his private information for identity theft, his social security number. That is a lie on its face. Social security numbers are not on birth certificates. And back when he was born, you didn't get one until you were 16 or 15 and started working. I mean, that's when I got mine, when I was like 13. It is a lie. And again, everything they do is a lie. And then now they won't release it. And then his followers say, yes, they have. No, that is a receipt. That is a receipt. Is it not, Phil?
Well, it's actually called a certification of live birth. It's supposed to have the same information, although less, but our experts have showed that it is a phony. It's a fraud. It's been altered. And the thing is, even in the document in the upper right-hand corner, the number is blocked off. Why would you block that number off? That number would be a succession number of the document. And when you look at it up close, our experts determined that the name Maya is underneath, M-A-Y-A, you know. So that's why it's a phony document. If he had his birth certificate, put up the birth certificate.
And look at the website they posted it on. Is it true that Answers is tied into the Annenberg Foundation that bankrolls him?
Factcheck.org verified that it's true, but factcheck.org is owned by Annenberg of Chicago, and that's where he sat on the board. Obama sat on the board there with Bill Ayers. So there's a little collusion, perhaps, for them to stand up and say that this certification of live birth is what it is. You know, it really isn't. So.
Well, they're trying to demoralize the country, and when all this comes out, it will. And I just feel sorry for black folks, because when it comes out, just with his policies alone, that this guy's total globalist trash, it's really going to make our first black president look really bad. Phill Berg, we'll talk to you soon. I got my office calling you tomorrow when you get back to Philadelphia, and I appreciate all your time, sir.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Folks should support you at ObamaCrimes.com. Thank you.